For today's DIY, we will be making 5 DIYs under $5 fall edition. I'm Daniela with DD's Art Workshop, and if you like staying on a budget and DIYs, did we just become best friends? So don't forget to subscribe. These DIYs are part of the Fall Frenzi Home Decor hosted by Missy from Crafty Cove DIY, Emily from Farm Charm Chic, and guest host Robin from Robin's Buys DIYs. So check out the playlist in the description below to meet other awesome makers and for more crafting inspo. For this first DIY, I'm going to be using this miniature foil pie crust pan. And I had this thick felt at home, but I would suggest that you use the thinner one. This is just what I had at home. And then I'm adding a little bit of hot glue all over my little pan, and I'm going to be placing my felt on top because this is going to be the crust. With my scissors, I am going to cut all around. That way I can go ahead and glue all the little sides down. So I am going to go ahead and just cut all that extra felt off. Now we are ready to carefully glue all of the edges down to the little pan. Once that is done, I'm gonna add a little bit of polyfill, or you can just use cotton balls. And this part I actually should have done first, but I forgot, but that's okay. We're gonna go ahead and just guesstimate the circle, and I am gonna get a little idea of how big my little miniature pan is, and I'm just gonna cut that little circle out. But you can go ahead and do this in the beginning before you actually glue the crust felt down. Now my pie is going to be a cherry pie, so I'm going to add that dark red filling inside of my pie. I have pre-cut some strips of the same color felt as my crust, and I'm gonna glue these on top of my little mini pie. And only glue the top part of the strips. You need the bottom part to be unglued for this part. Now we're gonna do the rest of the little strips, and this is why we need the bottom part to be unglued. That way it's easier to intertwine the strips, just like so. And I actually accidentally glued the first two because I forgot, but that's okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and just pull the little strips underneath. And the first part of this little pie is done. Look how adorable this looks. I also had these little chalkboard wooden signs, and with a white pen, I'm simply gonna add apple pie, 5 cents, and to finish off, I'm gonna write homemade for a final and adorable cute touch. Now I love the way this looks, but the stick is a little bit long, so I'm gonna go ahead and just cut that off with some wire cutters. And please excuse my rusty wire cutters, I think I left them outside. And anyway, I'm gonna add a little bit of twine just to add a little cute touch on that. And you can go ahead and just hot glue this on your pie just so it doesn't move, or that way it's secure on there. It's up to you, but look how cute this looks, you guys. I love this. This is perfect for like a tiered tray. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Moving along to our second DIY, I found this super adorable ceramic owl at Dollar Tree, and it's almost as big as my hand. I'm really loving the little details it already has, but I'm gonna add my own little touch. First of all, I'm gonna go ahead and use this little surface, and I purchased this at Dollar Tree. It's a cutting board to protect my surface. I'm gonna start off with this particular color because I love teal, and this is very similar to teal, and this is gonna be my first color that I paint my entire owl in. And the style and look I'm going for is that Mexican hand-painted style. I think you guys have seen it. It's very colorful, very vibrant. So that's the look I'm going for. Stick till the end so you see the little details that I add. I'm gonna do my owl's eyes in this pansy purple. I'm gonna do the strip on the hat in this happy green because it's so vibrant. Now let's keep the hat classic in black. For the nose, I'm going to be using this candy apple red. I'll be using moon yellow for my little owl's cute feet. One of the colors I'll be using for the eyes is white, and the center will be black. I'm gonna add a pretty flower in this cobalt blue. With some white, I'm just gonna add a few highlights to my blue pretty flower. Now with this nectarine orange, I'm gonna add pretty little flowers to my owl's wings. And I'm gonna add some details in purple to the wings. I had a darker teal, and I am going to outline the little owl's wings with that color. Now you can seal this with any sealer from a craft store or with some Mod Podge for extra protection. And look at how cute this little Mexican owl looks, perfect for October or November, don't you think? Our third DIY is another ceramic figure, and this one is also from Dollar Tree, and it's such a great size. I am going to be starting off with these two colors, and I am going to mix them to get a pretty beige for my scarecrow's skin or the sack on its head. And stick around to the end because I really wanted to give it a rustic look, so please stick around for the final results. For my scarecrow's hat, I am simply painting it in a brown, but it's not going to stay this color, guys, so please see all of the fun stuff we're going to be doing to it, and I hope you like it. I really was just going with the flow. I'm going to be painting the scarecrow's hair in this moon yellow. And I'm going back to the bottom because I forgot to paint it in that same beige. Now I love teal, you guys know that, so I am going to paint the little band on his hat in this teal. I love using the back of my paintbrush for a circle, so I'm gonna do the little eyes with the back of my paintbrush in black. Now I want my scarecrow's hat to look a little worn out, so I'm gonna add a little bit of black. You can just dry brush that part, and it doesn't look pretty now, but once we add a little bit of more brown on top, it's gonna look really, really nice. Now before my black dries completely, I'm adding a little bit of more brown, and it kind of blends the colors in a little bit, and I like how it looks a little bit more rustic, and it just looks really worn out, which is the look I'm going for. And I'm adding a darker teal to the band just to give it a different shade, and we're going to be adding a little bit of black to this later too, and it's going to go with the rest of the look of the hat. I'm also going to be adding a little bit of black to the scarecrow's hair. Now I thought my scarecrow's sack or head, whatever it is, looked a little bit too clean, so I decided to add a little bit of this color, which is like a light brown. It's actually the same brown that I used earlier that I mixed with white. So the nose I am going to be making in like an orange yellow. Now the face is what's gonna make it all come together, but we're not done yet. We are adding some rosy cheeks, and I'm going to be painting on the mouth. Now what's a scarecrow without a patch, right? We are adding a little patch to the hat. Now with a dry brush, I'm just gonna go ahead and add a few little details, kind of like it looks sturdy. I want my scarecrow to look like it's been outside. Now once again, you can seal this with a sealer or with some Mod Podge for extra protection, and I really love how this looks super rustic, and it's gonna look even better once it's sealed. Our fourth DIY includes this foam pumpkin, which is from Dollar Tree. They are orange and it comes with a stem, but I had it in my craft stash because it looks like I didn't finish this DIY, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this Dollar Tree fabric, and this one is already used, so I'm gonna just use this large scrap, and I am just putting it all in the center just like this. It doesn't have to be perfect, but make sure it's nice and tight and snug. I'm going to be cutting off that extra fabric because it's going to be a little too much and it's getting a little bit bulky in the end, and I don't want that. So just cut off wherever you see needed, just like so. I'm going to be twisting the end, and with my hot glue gun, I am going to glue to the bottom. I'm going to be using this wine cork that I had at home, and I'm going to be using it for the stem, and just stick it in there. There's no need to glue it. You can do it, but I'm not going to do so. And I'm going to be wrapping a little bit of twine around for a little extra detail, and I'm going to just tie a little bow. Now this is such a simple DIY, it doesn't have to be perfect, and it looks super pretty. For my 5th DIY, we're going to be using these little Dollar Tree crates. They are a great size, they are about the size of my hands, and with this color in Pueblo, we are going to paint our crates. It's going to be our first coat, and we're also going to be adding one more color. With a dry brush in black, I'm going to be adding a little bit of black. I think I got a lot of black, but you get the idea. Just add a little or a lot, whatever you'd like. I'm going to be adding probably a little bit more orange to tone down the black. I think I got a little excited with it. And I'm also going to be painting inside of my crates, but just in orange. I had these little mini logs from Dollar Tree, and they will be my pumpkin stems. Now I had this garland of greenery from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to be taking off a few little leaves, and this is just going to go on top of my little crate pumpkins. Now this raffia is also from Dollar Tree, and we are going to be using this to go on top of our little crates, and we're just going to cut off a few strands and tie them with the same raffia, and we're going to glue them on top. Look at how cute this looks, y'all. Now how adorable do these little miniature crates look, you guys? Let me know in the comments below. Now let's take a look at all of our DIYs. Here are our little pumpkins. They are super cute and tiny, little mini crates. We have our little miniature apple pie homemade, and we have our little scarecrow, you guys. Let me know in the comments below, and also tag me on Instagram if you make any of these. Now let's take a look at our pumpkin and our owl. I can't decide which is my favorite. I think it might be the owl. I don't know about you guys. Let me know in the comments below. I hope these DIYs brought you some joy, and I'd like to remind you of a Bible verse. Psalms 55:22. Give it to God. Whether it be anxieties, fears, doubts, anything that you're going through, give it to God. Thank you so much for crafting with me. If you enjoyed these DIYs, please push that like, and don't forget to spread love, kindness, and stay crafty.